We believe motorcycles are more than just machines. They're expressions of freedom, individuality, and a way of life. Some bikes roar with power, others impress with cutting-edge technology. But then there are motorcycles like the Suzuki VanVan 200, simple, stylish, and timeless. As we step into 2026, Suzuki revives this cult classic with thoughtful upgrades while keeping the very essence that made it iconic. The VanVan has never been about chasing numbers. It's about enjoying the journey. Whether you're riding through the city, coasting along sandy shores, or venturing into the countryside, the 2026 Suzuki VanVan 200 is here to make every ride memorable. A motorcycle with history, the VanVan's roots go all the way back to the 1970s, when Suzuki introduced a lightweight, fat-tired motorcycle that broke away from convention. Riders instantly noticed its unique stance and accessible nature. Over the years, the VanVan evolved into a 200cc model, gaining a loyal following of casual riders, commuters, and free spirits. It was never about being the fastest or the most powerful. It was about being approachable, versatile, and fun. By bringing it back for 2026, Suzuki has ensured that this retro gem remains relevant in a world dominated by high-performance machines. Design. Retro charm meets subtle modernity at first glance. The 2026 VanVan 200 feels like a trip down memory lane. The classic silhouette remains. The round headlamp, the flat and elongated seat, and the chunky balloon tires are all part of its unmistakable identity. But Suzuki has carefully integrated modern touches. The headlight now features an LED setup within a vintage-style housing, ensuring improved visibility without losing its retro appeal. The rear section has been slightly reshaped for a cleaner look, featuring compact LED indicators and a slimmer taillight. Paint options also reflect this blend of past and present, with bold choices like matte orange sunset, retro teal blue, and pearl silver metallic. The bike doesn't scream for attention. Instead, it captures it quietly. With effortless style, engine, proven and practical, underneath its retro design lies a 1999cc single-cylinder, air-cooled engine that has been updated for the modern era. With fuel injection and optimized combustion, it produces around 16 horsepower and 13 lb-ft of torque. The numbers may not sound dramatic, but for the VanVan, they are exactly what's needed. This is a bike built for smooth, stress-free performance. The throttle response is predictable, making it ideal for new riders, while seasoned motorcyclists will appreciate its reliability. The 2026 upgrade also ensures compliance with the latest emission standards without sacrificing fuel efficiency. It's not a bike you buy for adrenaline rushes on the highway. It's one you choose for everyday usability, weekend exploration, and the confidence of having a dependable motor under you. Comfort. The heart of the VanVan. What makes the VanVan so loved is its comfort. The 770mm low seat height makes it accessible for riders of all heights, and the extra-wide cushioned seat ensures long-lasting comfort even on extended rides. The upright seating position and wide handlebars provide excellent control, especially at slower speeds, making city maneuvering effortless. The bike feels relaxed, welcoming, and unintimidating. It's the kind of motorcycle you can ride in jeans and a casual jacket without needing special gear to feel comfortable. That's part of the VanVan lifestyle. Simple, easy, and rider-friendly, fat tires. The signature feature. The VanVan's identity is inseparable from its fat balloon tires. They don't just look distinctive. They enhance the riding experience. On sandy beaches, gravel roads, or grassy trails, the wide tires add stability and grip. On city streets, they help absorb uneven surfaces and potholes, giving the VanVan a plush ride. These tires also make the bike feel playful and unique. While other motorcycles might be limited to pavement, the VanVan invites you to explore beyond, not extreme off-roading, but just enough freedom to turn an ordinary ride into an adventure. Suspension and handling. The 2026 VanVan comes with telescopic front forks and twin rear shocks, tuned for a balance of comfort and control. It's not built for high-speed cornering, but it excels in smooth, easy handling. The lightweight frame, wide handlebars, and responsive brakes make it a bike that feels manageable even in tight, crowded spaces. Suzuki has also equipped the new model with standard ABS, a welcome addition for safety. The braking setup ensures confidence for beginners, while the suspension remains forgiving enough for mixed surface riding. Technology, minimal but thoughtful in keeping with its retro soul, the VanVan doesn't overload itself with technology, but Suzuki has made subtle enhancements. The digital-analog hybrid instrument cluster combines classic aesthetics with modern functionality, showing speed, fuel level, gear position, and trip details. A USB-C charging port has been added for riders who need to keep devices powered, an especially useful touch for city commuters and casual tourers. The lighting is now fully LED, improving visibility and efficiency. These upgrades ensure the VanVan feels modern without losing its simplicity. Everyday practicality. One of the strongest points of the VanVan 200 is how practical it is. With excellent fuel efficiency, easy maneuverability, and a lightweight build, it's a motorcycle that works as well for daily commuting as it does for leisure rides. Parking in crowded urban areas is easy, and maintenance is simple thanks to Suzuki's reputation for reliability and accessible engineering. For riders looking for an affordable, low-cost machine with a unique identity, the VanVan is hard to beat. It doesn't demand much from you, but it gives back plenty in terms of joy and freedom. Market position and rivals in 2026, the VanVan sits in a niche of its own. Few bikes combine retro styling with fat tires and everyday usability. Some scramblers and lightweight dual sport bikes compete in the same price range, but the VanVan's personality is different. It's not aggressive like a scrambler, nor as focused as an off-road bike. Instead, it thrives as a lifestyle motorcycle, something that appeals to those who want riding to be simple, stylish, and fun. Rivals might include smaller retro bikes like the Honda Trail Series or Yamaha TW200, but the VanVan maintains its own unique identity through its blend of design and versatility. Pricing and accessibility. Suzuki has kept the VanVan affordable, staying true to its role as an entry-level yet stylish motorcycle. While pricing may vary by market, it is expected to remain in the budget-friendly range, making it accessible to beginners and appealing to riders who want a secondary bike for casual use. Low running costs, fuel economy, and Suzuki's durability add to its value. Who should buy the VanVan 200? The VanVan isn't for speed seekers or riders who want aggressive styling. It's for those who value freedom, individuality, and simplicity. Beginners will find it unintimidating and easy to learn on. Urban commuters will enjoy its practicality. Adventure seekers will love its fat tire versatility. And nostalgic riders will appreciate its retro spirit. In short, it's for anyone who believes that motorcycling is about the ride, not the destination. Final thoughts. The soul of the VanVan, the 2026 Suzuki VanVan 200 is proof that a motorcycle doesn't need to be complex to be great. By keeping its retro styling, fat tire identity, and approachable nature intact while adding just enough modern refinement, Suzuki has brought this cult classic into a new era. It's playful, practical, and perfectly suited for riders who want a machine that makes every journey enjoyable. At Bikebrand, we celebrate motorcycles that carry more than just performance figures, bikes that carry soul. And the VanVan 200 is exactly that, a modern classic that reminds us why we fell in love with riding in the first place.